Hello to you, my fellow Dark Ones. How are you guys doing today? How's life? A few episodes ago, I did receive a very special request from Duke Erkul. He requested that I remove the knockback from the sword, so you can have my old sword. I have a brand new one. But if you guys remember, last episode we started making some multi-blocks, and today we want to continue with that tradition. I have already gathered all the blocks that we need in order to make the terrestrial cauldron, and now we need to start working on the sterilized sacrificial altar, as well as the PE sterilizer. One of them mixes PE, the other one is an automated version of this. Unfortunately, we need 4 Abyssal Wasteland energy containers and 1 Omotol energy container. I do say unfortunately because they're not cheap, especially the Omotol one. And it does take time. You know, the animation takes time. I got the energy containers, and technically speaking, all 5 of them could have been at the same tier. But the Omotol one is going to give us a boost for the PE sterilizer. So while we were at the altar, I was like, why not? Let's do that anyways. We just need some Ataxium. We get Ataxium ingots by spawning mobs. It's easy. We don't need you anymore. That almost cost 10,000 P. I have made all the blocks that we need in order to make the sterilized sacrificial altar, as well as the PE sterilizer. Now we need the loom. This guy over here. It does actually look cool. I like this one. So from the Trinity Callstone, which we did it on Hathor, we did receive a sword. It is called Captain Sparkles. If we take some sacred oak, mix it with the sword, we are going to get sparkled oak planks. I think that's the only use. Let's make a few stacks, just in case I lose the sword. We need some ancient rock. I'm not counting the numbers, I just take a stack, unless it's expensive. Well, I guess the rest of that is pretty standard. I'll be right back. Okay, we have all the machines. Let's assemble some of them inside a brand new compact machine. I think we're going to start with the abyssal stuff. And the first one is going to be the PE sterilizer. You're big. Assemble. I didn't miss anything. I'm getting good at this. On top of the PE sterilizer, we're going to have the sterilized sacrificial altar. Seems to be the same size. I also did not miss anything. I'm happy with myself. Oh wait, that block has to be switched. We need a block of pearls from the Betweenlands. I think on top of that machine we should be able to have the cauldron. The cauldron is big, not that big. Anyways, there you go. It does fit. That's perfect. And on top of that, we are going to have one more machine. I think that's going to be the corrupted library. It's teeny tiny. I think it should fit. So there you go. Did I miss something? No? We're good. That's 4 machines. In one of the compact machines, which we filled in last episode, we're also going to have the Gaia altar. And yes, this time I'm using plasma wood for better efficiency, which I believe goes in the center. Yeah, you know, we are assembling everything. Automating them is gonna be a pain. And for not messing everything up, let's have a few screens so that we know what's inside. A bit better. I have to change the colors. Don't you worry. I will. Thankfully for the other 2, we still have an extra compact machine, so we can go in there. And let me try to remember what the hell they were. The loom has to be in the overworld, the coops later on. We have the Valonite gateway. There should be something else, maybe not. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, here is the loom. This one is big. Slightly. So now we have all the machines that we needed except the coops, which I'm going to make another compact machine for them. But let's try to automate them and see what they do. So the cauldron is going to make us the stew of grotesque, filled goblet, torchwood, I'm not sure what it does, but we might have to use it later on. The blue ink cap, probably also useful. Most importantly, the demonic mana stone, which I don't think this recipe is gonna work. We remove the mana stone from the output. We just keep the dust. I'm making shulker boxes for the patterns. They all go inside. And yeah, this is the cauldron. Most of the recipes that we currently have with the sterilized sacrificial altar are not very useful, but some of them are. Just in case, the Omotol warp cleanser. We can't make it yet. The paradigm of domination. It's way in the future, but let's make it. Let's have the pattern at least. This is what we're looking for. The Dreadlands gem. Transmutation gem. Why not? Oblivion Catalyst, why not? Warp Cleanser, why not? It also gives you a brand new fully charged Abyssal Nomicon, but I don't think we can afford this. 1000 Necronomicon. Okay. Dark Crystal, why the hell not? That might be useful in the future. I had a lot, but another thing that we're looking for is the Dreadland Infused Power Stone. You can dupe it here. Another thing is Tar Drip from the Betweenlands. We need it a lot in the future. Actually, the immediate future. And the White's Heart. This is everything that the Sterilized Altar is going to make us. This is everything from the Terrestrial Cauldron, the Corrupted Library, and the Gaia Altar. And these are some of the things that we need in order to make different artifacts. We just need to make them once, so I'm taking them in a shulker box. However, the oven is going to give us the most amount of garbage. We don't need the ash. We do it like that. Because then when I want to look at something, I just get ash. Also, I'm not really sure if all of them are useful. But while we are making a pattern, let's make it for all. But the main reason I made this was for the tallows. With the normal witch's oven, there is a chance of getting tallows. With this one, I think it's 100% chance. Well, let us hope that there is. Until we get to the extended patterns from AE2, I'm assuming the Arcane Auto Crafter is just garbage. Actually, maybe not that much. These are focuses. As usual, automation is going to be done through an ender chest, and well, I have color coded every single ender chest, I have set up the patterns, and every ender chest has an indicator. We have the oven, we have the altar, we have a hole, we have the Valonite gateway, the corrupted library, Gaia's altar, and the loom. Oh, and yes, the cauldron. I do have to restart my client again because I'm getting lag spikes. Literally right now. So see you in a bit. Okay, I am back, and even though we have all the machines, we have all the patterns, we have all the ender chests, there are a few things that we have to do. Before we can actually operate the machines, we need a few liquids. So life essence we already have, liquid LP we are already producing. The problem is that I'm actually trying to do like 10 machines at the same time. This is why it's very complicated. Well, it's not complicated, it's just a bit grindy and confusing. So corallium is something that we need, and we are already producing it. It's on the green channel. So if I put you here, you're not going to be messed up. Right. Is that green? Is that lime? I think it's lime. Yeah. That is corallium. We also need lava, which I do have it in an ender tank. Then we need the dragon blood resin for the loom. I have set up the automation for that. I know this looks very weird, but that drawer is basically a buffer, so we need to keep that. Oh, and most importantly, there is something called primal mana. So if you guys remember a few hundred episodes ago when I made the Dragon Forge, I made two of these machines. One of them was for the Dragon Blood, this one was for Primal Mana. So the Mana Stone Dust gives us the most amount of Primal Mana, but it's not worth it. The Forgotten Slime, that's worth it. Oh, you can't make blood. Doesn't have EMC. Well, you can use blood, it's just that it's not really worth it. Otherwise, that gives us one stack of Mana Dust. We go with Pulverized Mithril. We have thousands. Oh, we even have it on auto crafting. Can I have 100? Lovely. Let's make some primal mana. Well, after this, I do have to restart my client again because we're switching dimensions, but I think I have everything on me. We start with this compact machine. So, your DP is sterilizer. I have so many in their chest and I forgot which one is which. One of them should have blue hearts inside. Yeah, that one. We can easily automate blue hearts using hostile neural networks, but for the moment, that is actually a decent number. Why does it say missing input? It's in you. P sterilizer? Blue heart. It does work with red hearts, not with green, not with blue. Even though the GUI tells you that it does work with all of them. Oh, how would you farm red hearts? Guardian. Okay, well that's fine. We just have to change the ender chest later on. This is fast enough, I guess. Anyways, that liquid PE goes inside a drum. That's the wrong drum. It had steam inside. This one is fine. Yeah, the drum is a buffer. We also put it inside an ender tank. And the reason that we need that is for the altar itself. If I'm not wrong, the altar actually requires two fluids in order to operate. The second one is liquid LP. Don't know which one that is. Yeah, you're the one. So here is your second fluid. You also need some power. So let's get a flux point like so. And then I have to find the appropriate ender chests. Yes, this one. This is how we would autocraft with this. You know, the interface puts it inside the ender chest, we just pump it out and put it inside the altar. Wanted to say the crucible, I'm confused. But yeah, we're good. Oh, and obviously we do have to return the items, so something like this should work from the output. The altar should be functioning. What can we craft? Just to be able to make sure that everything works. I'm trying to look for something that I have the ingredients for. Okay, dark crystal. We actually do have them from our Lunium farm, but let's make another one. Oh, it's ready. That was fast. Thank you. So the altar works. Now it is time for the cauldron. The cauldron requires water and lava, so here is your lava. And for water, we just use one of these. From a mod whose name I shall not mention. And then I have to find the cauldron. You're the one. Yeah, it's been actually hours and hours and hours. I'm still crafting stuff. But let us see what the cauldron does. I keep forgetting things. Oh, we can't craft anything. Oh, we can craft blood. We do have blood. But let's get 10 more. Oh, this is fast. Wow, yeah, we're getting blood. Thank you. And the crafting job is done. So this one is also operational. Now it's time for the corrupted library. Don't really know why some of them require power. I have hooked up the corrupted library. Ignore that we're missing life essence. I did a boo-boo in the overworld, but there is some left. And it's replenishing very slowly. But it also requires liquid corallium. Let's try to make some snowflakes. Well, it should be crafting it, right? Yeah. We're good. And it's going back into the system. Perfect. We're done here. All the machines work flawlessly. I'm happy. Except one of them, which is actually not my fault. The problem was with the JEI. But it does work with nether stars too, so we can just export that one in order to get liquid PE. It's not bad. I have tons of nether stars. Let's go to the next compact machine. In the second machine room, there are a few things that we have to do. Make the different types of artifacts first. I don't think it really matters, we just put everything inside. These are the other dimensions that we have to visit. Yeah. Takes a bit of time. So the honey smelter does require honey, and I'm providing it through an ender chest. And that is the ender chest for it. Honey oven. Where's the input? Just to make sure, can I get tallows? Yeah, I'm getting tallows. Okay, that worked. So that's a 100% chance. I'm assuming you can also give me some cloudy oil. Yeah, perfect. Everything works fine. The Gaia altar. It has one recipe, that's it. And that's for the Gaia spirits. This also requires power, so there you go, a flux point. And if we want to set extra recipes later on, it's not going to be that difficult. We don't have to come back here ever again. Don't really think we can order the Gaia spirit. I have the honeycombs, that's nice. There is a problem at our botany area, meaning the hopper hawk is not in range to gather all the elementium, so that's a problem. I have to fix it later. But I'm just assuming this works. And we're done here, right? We have all the artifacts? Oh, it's a good thing I checked, they're here. We have all 5. Let's go to our next machine. The Valonite gateway also requires liquid corallium. Thankfully, we have an extra ender tank. Perfect. And currently, we don't actually have that many recipes for it. And most of the recipes that we have are going to be redundant very soon. I actually forgot what those recipes were. I'm guessing, let's make this. We should be able to pump in the items. You can pump in the items. That's good. You're working on it very slowly. Not amazing, but we can also take it back into our system. We're done with these machines. Now I have to take care of the loom. That's the worst one. The main reason that I mentioned that the loom is going to be the worst, which is actually something that we need immediately, is for several reasons. One is that you have to use tiny item inputs. So that's just one stack of items. The loom is super fast and it's going to give you a crazy amount of resources and outputs. The problem is that it also requires a crazy amount of inputs. And to be very honest with you, none of these things are automated. So we do have to do a lot of filtering, and I think a few things with the AE2 so that it doesn't get confused. And then try to automate the production of resources that we need in order to operate the loom. But in any case, the loom requires primal mana and dragon blood plastic. Here is primal mana, that's liquid PE, that's for something else. This is primal mana, and here is the plastic. Now that I'm thinking, we might as well chunk load this area. This is also the ender chest for the loom, which I think goes over here. And then I have to do a lot of filtering, but we need the ingredients first. It has been ages and ages and ages. I have a villager trade exchanger over here with a villager inside. He gives us this. It's a pain to craft. But another thing that we need is the heart. That's a human heart. Hopefully. That's actually a way of making that. And we are producing a decent supply of life essence. The transfer rate is garbage. I thought I have acceleration runes. Well, I guess if we get some displacement runes, it's gonna be super easy. Do you have to be water? Oops. That should increase the transfer rate of the blood altar to the tank. I don't think this is the correct recipe. They have changed it. So what do we sacrifice? Rune of capacity? Augmented capacity? Don't really know. We can't sacrifice speed. Yeah, we just sacrificed the rune of capacity. Now it should be faster. Where's the blood? I think I killed my altar. Yeah, the altar was transferring the LP. It's just that it was not very visible. But thankfully we have a second altar down there. I just hooked it up to that one with more runes of displacement, so it's decently fast now. That does mean for the heart we don't have to rely on villagers. They're not fast. We can just use a fluid transposer with an ender tank. I forgot the color. The first item that we want to try and craft using the loom is the sanguine cloth. And something is messed up. I think this area is chunk loaded. Why do you have problems? Oh, that's the reason. 2 blocks. It's fine, we load another chunk. We need 166 mandrake root and some tongue of dog. I do have to make a mandrake farm for later on, but let's get some manually. It's not that bad, I think. Oh, this is gonna take ages. I think you can use a phytogenic insulator. Mana dust, why? Well, it's fine, we have it on auto crafting. Our mandrake is ready, I got the tongue, I did set filters on the loom on every single input, and in order for our AE2 system not to mess up everything, I did set the interface to lock crafting until primary crafting results is returned. Hopefully that works. And now that I'm here, before I forget, instead of exporting blue hearts, export nether stars. So now if I want my stupid cloth, can you make it? The heart was fast. The whiffs are not. Well, we just have to wait and see. I did mention that I have done everything. I have done everything except one thing. Inputting the stuff back into our system. But yeah, very cool. That's being done. Wait, the primary results were not imported? Oh, it has to go back into the interface. Okay, so that's not gonna work. Well, I guess just don't push stuff. Yeah, the second part has been completed. Some speed upgrades would help, and the cloth is done. Almost. Oh, I did not set filters for that one. Oops. So if we put them back, now it should work. More speed upgrades. Yes, it's crafting it. Finally. You will understand why I'm so happy about this in a moment, because that means I can start getting my mana stone dust. Let's get 4. Very cool. And now we can finish the oldest recipe that has been here for a very long time. My pants. I think it has been on my bookmarks for the past 15 episodes. But what else do we need? Sea serpent. You can craft all of these. They're fine. We need molten combs. And I think that's it. That is it. That's my pants. Look at the thorns. That's amazing. Let's see if someone can hit us. Hey, you. Punch me. Again, Cyclops are the worst. This one is better. Yeah, we might be able to actually make more of them, put it on every piece of our armor. Then when somebody is touching us, they just die. Yeah, that's going well. I didn't actually do this just to make a pants. We had to do all of these things because we do need the other outputs, and we even need the Man of Stone Dust. But for me, being able to finish this is quite an achievement. I had to make extra ones so that we get the thorns. Oh, it also has Unbreaking 15. That's nice. Okay, a few points. You can't put it on every piece of armor. I have it on my leggings and the chest plate. It doesn't work on the crown. It doesn't work on the boots. Secondly, you might notice I got vibranium boots, which I thought you can smelt it down, but no, you can't recycle it, okay. But you might notice I'm wearing a crown, and well, that makes skeletons to work for me. You see? They follow me everywhere. It's nice. And finally, the best part is the thorns. He died. Most mobs actually die when they touch me, which is great, except the Cyclops. Well, at least the skeletons are taking care of him. In about 100 million years. I had to AFK at our cheaty pathway, in order to get astral perks. I'm hungry. Let's eat. But we are now at level 35. And this is what I want to unlock. Blade Finesse. So generally speaking, we should do like way more damage. Let's find the Cyclops. They're bosses. You should be one hit. Yeah. Here's a lonely Cyclops. Still not amazing, but we have improved. So it's good. The reason why doing extra damage and having extra protection is important is that we need to visit a new dimension. This dimension over here. We actually have to visit 6 dimensions before Draconic Evolution, so I guess we should get started somewhere. Well, we have already started last episode. This is the second one. The flipped key. Okay. So what are we looking for over here? An altar. Well, you should always check the capstone. We are looking for somebody called Graw. So do you switch? Ah. Interesting. Let's go anyways. The inverted world. Why is it inverted? Don't really know, but this is our portal. Let's not forget. What the? Okay, now I understand. We should fly here, I guess. And maybe we should scan for the altar. What the heck is this? Don't really know. We go in. That was a bunny? Oh no, it's not a bunny. My bad. Well, just in case, let's take one of these guys home. They do give us the tokens. Tokens are useful. And we're looking for an altar. Is that the altar? Nothing in here. What is this? I think it's a fluid, which I can't pick up. Okay. Hello, weird creature. You drop chitins. Oh, he drops orange spores. These drops are actually quite useful in order to make the power flowers. But I think you also get it from an ore miner? Yeah, so not very important, I guess. Wait, you can't go lower than this. Okay, that's a weird dimension. Whoa. Didn't see you. Yeah, at this point of the game, you kill a mob and he gives you an orange dye. Another weird looking building. Let's go in. You seem friendly. You're a banker. Go to hell. Well, I guess logic dictates that we go and try to find the altar. Can't. Apparently I messed it up. I right-clicked on something. Oops. I have to find it manually then. Last time it was close to the portal. Maybe this time it's also close to the portal? Weird armor. Oh, and before I forget, we need the stone. I have been checking how the actual block looks like, and well, it's just one block. I found it by accident. I was actually checking out down there. It's not really visible on the map. Use yellow spores on the Graw altar. Ah, yellow spores. Okay, I'm assuming, yeah. Guardian Eye. So you just right click and then you get a mob. You have to kill it to get the eye. So can I summon you? Where are you? Whoa, you're big. Very big. Can't move. He's actually distorting the space-time. Yeah, this is not really working. We do it with the bow. Much faster. Don't kill me. I don't want to die. Thank you. We have the statue. Perfect. I think we're done here. We can go home. Because we needed the stone for Draconic Evolution. We need the statue for some sort of a resource miner. And that's it. This was a nice dimension. I am back from the dimension, and I just wanted to remind you of something. Remember that our goal is to unlock Draconic Evolution, and in order to do that, what we need to do is that we need to visit 6 different planets. Well, we have visited 2 of them, 4 more left. Then we need to make 6 different resource miners, get 6 different garnets, set up a fusion reactor, get tritium, and hopefully unlock Draconic Evolution. With a ton of gizmos on the way. So that is the plan. I did try to remind you of that because I need to jump back and forth between different quests. You know, so that we don't lose focus. I don't like the crown. How do you hide it? I guess you don't. Anyways, our next quest is Eden Falls, and the goal of that is to make the Eden Core. It's a crafting component to make a bunch of gizmos, that's it. In order to craft it, it does require the Fornax constellation, and I have an attuned celestial crystal. I have been looking for stars for a while. It does require a few enchanted berries. We do have them on auto crafting. Let's get 4. It does require 4 record fragments, which we already got, but I just realized you can't really craft them. It's a lucky egg drop. Something that we might have to automate very soon, but for the moment we just need the 4. So that goes over there, that goes over there, some divine shards, a bit of plutonium, and a few episodes ago we did visit a dimension and we were rewarded these ilium gems. Let's not waste the good ones. Well, I don't like these ones. Reach is never a good idea. I have a horrifying long reach. So now we need the Eden chunk. That goes in the center. We also need the Eden heart. We already got 8 of them. And we need 4 sunstorm statues, which doesn't stack. Awesome. That is super easy to get. Oh, you get 2 per iteration. Okay. The crafting does require 8 relays. I had to add a bit more. And let's start crafting, I guess. We just have to do this once. It does have EMC. Wait a minute. Why you no work? I think it's glitched. You have to... Oh, it doesn't show you the statue. So you have to guess. That was the problem. And that one should be the statue. Okay. Craft it then. Thank you. Now that we have the Eden Core, let us get back to the dimensions. We have visited 2 of them, correct? So I think now the wisest thing is that we start making the capstones, make the resource miners, and also the fluids. One of the fluids that we need is the dragon blood plastic. We don't need it in very large quantities, but the production of resin is low. I just have 1 tree and that's it. In order to speed up the production of dragon resin, we can use a phytogenic insulator, but it does require mana dust. There are different recipes for making mana dust. The one that we are using is this one, which is the most garbage. This, on the other hand, gives you a stack. In order to do that recipe, here's what we're going to do. This is a dreaded shard from Ice and Fire. It will consume 2 million LP from our altar, and in return, we get the Forgotten Will. So this is a reusable item, and we can use it in order to make the Forgotten Slime. I did mention that I don't really want to automate the production of coagulated blood, but apparently I have to. So blood comes from a melter with rotten flesh. Every single machine is on auto crafting, so don't you worry. Then what we need in order to cast it into a coagulated blood is either a basin or a smart output. Oh, it does have EMC. It's a bit of a jerk. It does need a brick, which I don't have, and I'm lazy to make. Let's dupe it. Besides, I also need it for other stuff. Let's get 2 of them. So over in this building, we used to have automations for the packaged crafters. We have already moved them over there a few episodes ago, so now I'm assuming we have a decent real estate, which is available to us. Let us get an extra melter. Wart? Seriously, wart. Fine by me. Dupe the wart. It does take a while to craft for the nether quota. I wanted to see if something is wrong, but no. We're good. There are a few things that we have to automate in the smeltery, and unfortunately the smeltery is not very automatable. You can actually automate it, it's a bit painful and slow. I have hidden some ingredients because it was clogging up the JEI, but one of them is the fiery large plate. Since it's a plate from Tinker's Construct, you make it with 8 ingots. That goes inside the interface. We can have the mold inside the smart output, and now if I order plates, we should be able to get them, right? Okay, it went in. I thought melters don't need power, do they? Huh, but yeah. We get the molten fiery, we export it to the top, and that gives us the plate. The same should be done with the coagulated blood. So, 1 coagulated blood is 160 millibuckets of blood, so that's 4 rotten flesh. Why is it different? Wait a minute, coagulated blood requires a basin upgrade? No, it does not. Cool. The JEI just shows you the wrong recipe, it's fine. But we export everything back into an interface like so, and voila. So if I want 100 coagulated blood, how fast are you going to be? Pretty garbage, I suppose. Yeah, can't really fix the smart output unless I change it in the configs. which I might. But that, ladies and gentlemen, gives us the forgotten slime, and that gives us 1 stack of mana dust, which again is something that we need in order to make the dragon blood plastic. The reason that we have 5 melters is that there are different recipes that we have to process, and one of them is called the clear glass. It's from Tinkers. I need it in order to make quartz fibers, and so far I have been doing it manually. Oh, it's Sednanite, it gives you 10. That's not worth it. Sednanite is expensive. Now we should be able to also automate clear glass. That 1558 has been done manually. This, on the other hand, is automatic, which is good. So that does take care of the mana dust. Now we need a phytogenic insulator for that. Oh, we don't have a pattern. Well, there is a cheaper recipe, but this is fine. I can afford this one. Besides, how many phytogenic insulators I need? I'm not really planning to have that many of them. I mean, as long as there's no phytogenic insulator singularity, we don't really care. This should work. Lumium gear. I have set in the recipes, but I have also changed something in the configs. If you come to Tinkers.io config, there is a smart output speed. In every single mod pack, this has been increased because otherwise you can just use a smeltery. But here it was set to, I think, 15. I set it to 1000. It can be 2 billion. And next time that I restart my client, the smart outputs should be faster. I think that's something that they should have done at the start. In any case, now if I want to craft mana dust, it's going to be super fast. Relatively. So mana dust is used in phytogenic insulators. There are 5 recipes for it. Well, 6. Let's get some extra phytogenic insulators then. The whole point of optimizing the process of making mana dust was to operate some phytogenic insulators, mainly for the dragon blood resin. I have hooked them up to a drawer controller so that we don't waste resources and clog up the system. The dragon blood resin has to be cut using a sawmill. We already had this system on autocrafting, but I think it should be an independent line, because otherwise it's just going to use one of my CPUs for no reason. This works fine. I just have to make sure that I always have enough mana dust. So that is the dragon blood plastic, which goes inside a magma crucible. Lovely. Which, you know, goes into a fluid drawer, and obviously eventually into an ender tank. That is our automation for the dragon's blood plastic. So that's one of the fluids. The next one is a bit more complicated. It's called aerial moonshine. The aerial moonshine can be made with every single fruit from forestry and Beanie's extra bees and trees. But we are going to go with cherries because they have EMC, and well, I had cherries. That inside a centrifugal separator is going to give us cherry juice. So that's off the list. That has to go inside an alchemical imbuer, which is not really going in for some reason. We use conduits. Anyways, that inside an alchemical imbuer with yeast is going to give us cherry wine. The wine goes inside a fractionating still, and we get brandy. The brandy goes inside another fractionating still. This is getting fun, right? We get cherry liquor. Also, it's a good idea to have some augments. That goes in another fractionating still, and what we get is neutral spirit. A fun fact, that has to go inside a chemical reactor with some aerotium. That's actually going to give us the aerial moonshine. Why do we need it? Well, we need it in order to operate one mythical resource miner. That's it. Out of the 6. It's just that we do need to provide it with aerotium through our applied energistic system. How do we do that? Might have an idea. We can ask an interface to export aerotium. That aerotium can go into a phantom phase. And since the distance is more than 16 blocks, we use a booster. And then we just link it to the magma crucible. Wireless technology. It's nice. So are you getting it? This connector is not connected. What? Ah, now it's connected. So are you getting the aerotium? Perfect. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is our aerial moonshine. Where is it? That one. Every resource miner that we have to craft requires 2 fluids. We have automated 2 of the fluids for 2 of the resource miners. And there is also another fluid which is common amongst all 6 ore miners, and that is called spatial matter. So spatial matter is a bit problematic to craft because it does require a divine star. And honestly speaking, getting divine stars is incredibly slow. Well, obviously you can craft it after draconic evolution, but we don't have draconic evolution. So for the moment it's going to be a teeny tiny bit manual because I don't have infinite amounts of divine stars. But we do need to make a new machine though. Spatial crucible controller. Did I make it? I don't think so. I'll make it, don't you worry. It wasn't that horrifying. I'm missing something as usual. Oh, the spatial pylons. We found them on Sedna. Now it works. Right? Right. Actually, not really. It does require an energy input. Now it should work. So I'm just gonna use 1 stack of divine stars and some deep blue matter. It also requires liquid UU matter, which I believe I left it here. Probably not. I should get organized. I don't know where I put it. Oops. And I don't really remember the color. Oh, we're not making it. Oops. How do you make UU matter fluid? I already set it up, it's just that I forgot. Yeah, we have to craft it inside this mythic resource crucible. Not enough space in the tank, which is perfectly fine, because in the past this was making us a different fluid. That is fine. We can void the old fluid, and now what we get should be liquid UU matter. Perfect. That's a garbage rate. You don't have a GT block, no? For speed? Apparently not. Anywho, we put it inside our brand new machine and we should get something. Not enough energy. What? I'm powering it using an energy crystal. Maybe we need a flux point. Yeah, it does require 100,000 RF. But yeah, that is spatial matter. Lovely. 4 more fluids and 6 more resource miners to go. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's also a good time to wrap up the episode. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Till the next one. Bye bye.